The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Stephanie Boswell.
Hi.
Welcome, Stephanie. I asked your husband this, is this like your third podcast appearance? You've
Yeah,
been on,
totally.
Yeah.
Making
your...
my first. Maybe my only.
First and only. Hopefully not. Hopefully this is a big deal, and then you get all these invites. You would hate that.
I would, yeah. Yeah, I was not saying like, hey, Samuel, can I be on your podcast?
Yeah, you were hounding me nonstop. You just kept...
Hey, Stephanie, you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Great.
I did not ask Stephanie if she wanted to be. I sent her an appointment.
That's the way to get me to do things.
That's the only way I knew I could get you here. No, I'm super excited to talk to you. I was thinking about, I think I know pretty much most of your story, but I feel like every time I learn about your past, I learn something new, right? Like with anybody.
Which is surprising.
I know, right?
You have been with us through the whole journey.
Everything. Yeah. So you've listened to some podcasts, obviously.
I have.
Noah Sims, if you want to say hi to him, he listens to the podcast. Noah did a shout out. That was cool to have him on, and knowing how big of a fan you and Brian were of him on season 10.
Yeah.
Which was how many years ago?
A while. I'm not sure.
It's got to be a long
but it's been
time
a while.
ago. Yeah.
19 or 20, wasn't it? Yeah.
19 or 20. 20. Oh, I was at 19 or 20 years? Wow. So I would have been 15.
Brian and I have been married a long time.
Right. But for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Noah Sims' episode on MasterChef, you can go check that out. It was a wild episode. All right, so we start with an easy question. I just want to know, Stephanie's going to school, and all of a sudden she makes a card game. Fill in whatever gaps you want.
Going to school and I make a card game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
well, I've always been a really creative person ever since I was a kid, and I've always been like writing stories and books, and that's like a lifelong dream of mine to write a book, which is still possible. But that's what I thought I would be doing with my life, maybe. And very good.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Tyler's just distracting me.
Okay.
I didn't forget anything.
So anyway, and then in high school, I fell in love with sewing, and I decided I wanted to be a fashion designer. And I went to fashion design school for a year.
Were you like making clothes in high school?
Yes. Yeah. Making clothes. And then when I was in college, I made like a whole line of clothes for a fashion show at the college. And that was really, really cool.
Did the clothes get made?
I did all the
You
sewing.
made all the clothes? And then did people put them on? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No way.
Models wore them and walked out to music, and there were people watching. It was a really neat experience. So
I just learned something because I knew you were going for fashion design, but I didn't know you like basically designed a show.
Yeah. Well, it was just one part of it
Right,
at a college.
Sure.
I mean, no
right.
high level anything,
yeah.
but it was a really neat experience. I imagined that's what I was going to end up doing, but then I met Brian, and well, then I left college.
yeah.
So anyway, fast forward, became a mom, and have been raising kids. And then you had actually mentioned something in 2020 when everybody was stuck in our homes. You're like,
oh yeah, during
now's
COVID.
The time
because you always talked about
card game.
Yeah.
And I didn't immediately start thinking like, oh, I'm going to try to come up with a game. It just kind of started, the wheels started kind of turning like, I wonder what that'd be like.
Yeah.
And then one day I just had this idea, and it all just like hit me and came to me. And I just typed down everything I was thinking as fast as I could.
Did you write down everything you were thinking or type everything?
Type.
Oh, okay.
I typed out everything I was thinking. I had all these like llama characters suddenly in my head, and how the game would go. And so I wrote it all out, and then took some cardstock, hand drew some cards, very rough drawings of llamas. And
you need to grab those when you're here today.
I
by
know.
the way.
Yes,
They're
I do.
in my office.
I do. And we started playing as a family. And then you and Haley were the guinea pigs.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like, I have a game. Please don't look too closely at the cards.
You took it was what cardstock?
Yeah,
and
just
you like
cardstock.
Did you cut them?
And I cut them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I measured them all out, cut them all myself, hand drew
Yeah.
a whole bunch of cards, and then we played it.
And then the rules, I was trying to remember, were the rules typed out or were they written out on
I typed those out
Yeah.
too. Yep, typed out the rules, and then you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we kept playing it until we felt like we worked out all the issues.
I remember that.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, you should do something with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Make a game.
And so here we are.
Here we are.
Now it's a real life game.
There it is. There it is, everybody. Dueling Llamas. Cool. I mean, I got to say, kudos to Tyler over here, but it's got to be one of the coolest boxes.
Yes.
Game boxes I've ever seen.
Yeah, and this is a group project.
Sure.
Sure, I came up with the idea,
Well,
but
we'll get
I had
into
a
that.
lot of people helping me.
Which is the right way to do
So,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you're, because like gameplay, you guys are like obsessed with games.
We
and-
love games. I've always played lots of games growing up, and we've played lots of games with our kids.
Yeah.
I could play a game
Brian
every
will just
night.
play a couple hours a night in certain seasons.
Yeah,
I remember that. Just like, oh, we just played this game. Like, I think we played it from 8 to 10 p.m. Like, how many times did you play that card game? Probably like 20 times.
Yeah. So we love games. So I'm very familiar with like gameplay and what makes a good game and what we enjoy. And so just kind of taking those elements and then putting them into a game that I think a lot of people could enjoy. And the big thing for me is I wanted it to be fun, not just for like young kids, but a game that you could play with your kids, but you're enjoying yourself. Because there's a lot of games out there that your kids are
As
like,
an
let's
adult.
play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's play this. And you're like,
I don't want to play Sorry
have to
again.
play that one more
Yeah.
time. But this is one that's like, okay,
So
sure.
is that the root, like at your core, like the main, there's a lot that goes into the game, but at the core of the game, like the problem or feeling you were trying to accomplish was fun for adults and kids.
That's one of the things I really wanted to do.
What other things were you thinking about that you really wanted in a game?
I think I just wanted people to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I feel like playing games is such a great way to connect with others, whether it's with your kids or friends. And I feel like we've made so many good connections over games that we've played with people.
Yeah.
And that's really what I want people to experience when they're playing my game, is just a game that they can really connect with others and have a lot of fun and have these memories of like, oh, remember when we played Dueling Llamas and I stole your llama with all those ninjas?
And most of the time it's I stole the Llamacorn because the coveted prize.
Yes.
My girls, they hate it when someone takes their Llamacorn. I do too. That's a good
I just
looking
hate
one.
when my kids are stealing from me. I'm just like handing it over because I just know that's the one they want.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, just spit or what card do you play? I won't get into that. I was going to get into like which one you play where you can't pick the one you want and they get a pick. It's always a debate in my house.
Oh yeah,
Like, 'cause you
it's
get-
that they don't get to pick. It's when you're
they're
paying. It's
when
when
they
you're
can't
paying
pay.
with llamas.
That's
Yeah,
right,
then you get to choose.
Yeah.
But if they're stealing,
Yes, they get to choose which herd llama.
Yeah.
Which this will all make sense in a second. We'll explain the game. So when it was like, when did it go from this is a fun idea to like, this is going to be a game in your mind? Like, what was that epiphany? Was it when we were playing with your demo cards, or was it maybe when you started making those first hand-drawn cards?
I think I did when I was first making the hand-drawn cards. I don't really know if I knew what would come of it, but I just thought, well, this is fun. We'll just see where it goes. And if it weren't for Brian, my husband, encouraging me, it probably wouldn't be sitting on this table
100%.
because that's just not my personality.
taker.
I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh yeah, let's make a card game.
Yeah.
It'd probably still be these little white cards with silly llamas drawn on them that we'd be playing.
Yeah.
But
And those llamas were pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not bad at drawing.
I'm not great at it either.
You compare yourself to your brother, which we'll
Right,
get into.
yeah.
So you have these llama character ideas. You have gameplay kind of ironed out. Then the next step's obviously designing and making the llamas, which I'll show them. They're great. So your brother's an artist.
Yes.
And he drew all of these. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
that
And
way.
he's actually right away, I pretty much contacted him and said, hey, I have this idea. How do you feel about drawing a bunch of llamas for me? And he's a huge supporter of all of my ideas. And of course was like, sure, I'll draw llamas. And so he drew a whole bunch of them. And we actually have like the original files, and they look much different than how they ended up looking before we figured out what we wanted them. They're very, very artsy. And I don't know, maybe it'll be a special collection someday. But
that's a good idea.
But yeah, so I have those original files of what he drew, and then just as we kept working through it, we figured out what we wanted them to really look like. And
did he? How did he draw these?
That's a great question. He should be
and
here
this
for
is a
that.
good, good example of the types of drawings he did. Yeah, I guess I got.
He sketched. I know he sketched them all.
We got Llamacorn, dragon llama, beach llama,
Bahama llama.
Yeah, Bahama llama, adventure llama, Indiana Jones llama. So did he draw them on like an iPad? Did he hand them?
You're asking the wrong person.
I know. None of us know. It's like a mystery.
I don't really know what he did.
What do you think he did, Tyler?
I should remember.
You should know. Come on.
I think he hand sketched them first.
I think so. Yeah.
Hand sketched them first, then he digitized them in Illustrator.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he really likes hand sketching things.
Yeah. I'm sure. Kind of like a brainstorming session.
He's very, very creative. And a lot of like how the llamas look, a lot of them, I just said, this is the type of llama I need. Draw something.
Right.
So
it wasn't like a ton of guidance.
Yeah. There was some. And some like, hey, could you change this on a llama or whatever?
Sure.
But he did, used a lot of his own creativity just to come up with what the llamas looked like. And so, that was super cool. One of my favorite things about the game is getting to work on it with him.
So why llamas?
Well,
there's Stephanie with the llama.
We had a llama named Mike.
There's Mike.
And so we didn't choose llamas just because they're a popular animal. They're actually really a special part of our life.
Tell us about Mike.
Mike was our llama, our pet llama. And we had him for a long time. And we had all sorts of actually other animals too. Lots of miniature goats and miniature pigs and chickens and all the things. And he was like the protector of our herd. That's cool. So the crazy thing, it would be so interesting to see, like, if he sensed danger, he would round up all the animals and get them to go into the shelter and like stand guard at the door until he felt like it was safe for them to come back out. And so
superhero llamas. I love it.
So he was just a really fun animal to have and a special part of our lives. And so it was really cool to like have him as inspiration for llamas. And if you come to our house, you can tell we like llamas because there are llamas everywhere. Like I have a llama in a bathtub in my bathroom.
In the bathtub?
Well, a picture of a llama in a bathtub.
So water, does that have fins? It's in the bathtub. You play with it?
Yeah. No.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
I didn't know they did that. I've always wondered what the use of llamas were besides just petting them and looking at them.
They are protectors and natural deterrents of coyotes. And
what sound does a llama make?
Oh, man. I really don't want to do it.
I know. I was like,
it's a really kind of weird. It's kind of like.
Yes.
But I don't know if I even did that very well. Every time I listen to a video, I'm like, I don't even really know how to recreate that sound.
It's like, what does a fox say?
Yeah.
It's tough. Do llamas really spit?
Yes. Mike never spit on us.
Wow.
Now, if he felt threatened, he might have spit on someone. But he loved us.
Yeah,
so that's the other thing. Like, he knew us and knew our kids, and we felt really safe around him. He was wild, though. He was a wild llama.
Yeah.
And
like, as in you found him in the wild?
Well,
or
no.
he was just wild?
But we didn't like domesticate him and make him like, you couldn't just go up and pet him.
Got it.
He was not cool with that. Like, leave me alone. Let me do my job.
But could you pet him?
Me. Oh, the only time is in that picture. We put a halter on him, which was a very interesting experience.
Yeah. He does. Oh, it's like a
Brian and I
leash.
were herding him or we got him
He's
in a
so
corner.
big.
We got him in a corner, and he did not like to be touched. But we needed to shear him, so we're putting this halter on him. And I remember looking down, and llamas have like these big like claw hoof things, and thinking, if he decides he doesn't like what we're doing, he could just take both of us out like
Yeah.
in a second.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, please, Mike,
Ninja llama.
don't take us out. But once we got the halter on, he became really docile.
Interesting.
And we led him all around the yard, and that's how we got a picture with him. And he let us pet him with that on. But normally, just walking up to him, he was not like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
So anyway, if I had known that picture was going to end up in the box,
Right.
I would have like worn something else.
Something different.
And fixed my
look
hair or something.
You look like you're on a farm.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
know. I'd
sense.
just been wrangling a llama.
And I was scared for my life.
Yes.
Take the photo quick. All right. Let them go. That's it. They're bigger. They're always bigger than I realize. Like from a distance, you see them, and then you walk up to them and
Yeah.
kind of looking up to their head.
Well, and the funny thing is we had him sheared, and he had so much wool. But then when they sheared all the wool off, he looked like this tiny, skinny little thing.
yeah.
Not very intimidating at all.
Yeah.
And I have hilarious pictures of him after he was sheared. But yeah.
What part of making the game was harder than you thought?
I think probably the hardest thing for me is just like having the confidence in what I'm creating.
Sure.
I know I love it, but like believing that other people love it too is a little bit hard for me. And so just like having the confidence to actually do it, that's probably the hardest part for me. If I had been doing this all on my own, there's probably be a lot of other hard parts.
Sure.
But I had so much help
But
with the
your
logistics.
name, it's all around you, though. I mean, regardless, your idea, that's a vulnerable thing to say, yep, here's my game idea. Love it or hate it. And your personality, too. And that's what I think is super cool about your story. I think a lot of really creative people never put themselves out there. To be fair, you had Brian pushing the whole time, right?
Still pushing.
You're still pushing to help you get there, which is great. But I think, the best ideas will never be made. I think people have great ideas and they never take it all the way, regardless of if it's successful or not.
Yeah.
Just being willing to put your creation out in the world and
definitely
be ready to read some bad reviews, hopefully good reviews, right?
I don't know if we've had many
I don't
bad
think so.
reviews.
No.
Maybe one jealous person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Like,
that's about it.
I have a llama game.
Yeah.
You can't do a llama game. Well, I mean, it's a llama.
Yeah. So, and I think so just being pushed out of my comfort zone, it's been really good for me and stretched me in a lot of ways. And I feel like I've grown a lot as a person, even just working on this project. But that's probably the hardest part is just being like, all right, here's my thing I created. I hope you like it. And just selling it too.
Yeah.
That's not my natural tendency.
Sure.
I just want
Promoting
people to,
it,
I just want people to be like, oh, I want that. Instead
Yeah.
of me being like, this is the greatest game and you want one.
Yeah.
So
What compared to like making dresses, you go from, which is kind of interesting, right? You were creating products already, technically.
Yes. Yeah.
So you'd already gone through that experience. What do you like more? Making a game
like
or
more?
making a dress?
I don't know.
Tomorrow you have
that's
to make a game or a
hard.
dress. Which one do you choose?
I probably game because that's kind of where I'm at in this
Yeah.
season of life. But I love all the hobbies and crafts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing much more than just making games.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm crocheting. I'm doing embroidery. I sew. I like to make birthday cakes. Any type of creative outlet I enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I have lots of game ideas that are just waiting for me to take the time to start working on them. So if I was going to choose, be
Get
game.
another game.
But I do sew occasionally still, usually Halloween costumes for my kids.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, those are good. You make pretty amazing cakes, birthday cakes too. I've seen
I
those.
do enjoy that. Yeah.
Spend way too many hours making a cake that
And
we just
birthday
destroy.
decorations.
Yeah, it's gone now. Sorry, it was delicious. No, that's good. I respect that a lot, and I think you're already devaluing that it was a whole team effort or whatever. But I think even Tyler would testify who helped you with design, graphics. Like the hardest part is the gameplay and the genesis and the idea and the character names and just the gameplay alone. That's what I remember we always talked about. Like that was intimidating. So when you think of other games now in gameplay, so take Dueling Llamas. Now, if you were to do another game, not how would you do Dueling Llamas better? That's not a fair question.
I don't think you could.
Exactly, 100%. But if you were to do another game, like from what you've learned from Dueling Llamas, like what type of gameplay would you do next?
I think the hardest thing about future games is that I feel like this one is so good.
Yeah.
I want to create something at the same level that people will enjoy just as much. So that's really my challenge when I think about gameplay is I need it to be different, obviously, than this.
Yeah.
But how can I make it so it's just as enjoyable? And so that's something I'm really thinking about as I'm thinking of games. Like, okay, what other aspects can I put in this that will make it just as fun?
What makes a game fun?
I think luck. A lot of luck makes it fun. A lot of like kind of sneaky cards almost where you're laying them and stealing things from people. And it depends on the person. I have some kids in my family who are like, I don't like it to be about luck. And other of us are like, that's what we really enjoy. But ultimately, I think that's kind of what makes a game fun is when
the shock and awe.
Yeah, it's not something that is going to be the same every time.
Yeah.
So there's enough components in it that every game is different because you don't know what cards you're going to get or how you're going to play them. And so, just I would say games with a good balance of strategy and luck are probably the sweet spot.
What's the right percentage of strategy and luck in your opinion, right? Like
right
what is I
don't know.
I always think about that with doing llamas. I'm always like, I don't know what percent of strategy I'd put over luck on it. Like my gut's like 70-30 or 80-20 on best practices.
Yeah, probably.
But like, so majority luck, minority strategy is
Probably
your favorite type of.
Yeah. And I don't want it to be so, like, there's a lot of great strategy games that I really enjoy, but they take a lot of time, to figure out how to play and to remember when you pull them back out, you're like, wait,
What's
do
an
I
example
play this?
of like
just like Catan, and it's a long game, and we love that's one of our favorite games. We play it with our kids.
Yeah.
But it does take it's a big investment when you're like, we're gonna have game night and be like, all right, we're gonna pull out Catan. Got to get it set up.
Haley's nightmare. My wife
the rules.
Did not like games at all, until we started playing games with you guys because you'd pull out games that we could play in 15, 20 minutes. And that's not as daunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're going to finish it and life's busy or, And
it depends on, since we love games, we will play those more games that take more strategy and take longer. And we enjoy that.
Yeah.
But for just the average person that maybe is like, I don't want to invest a ton of time in this.
Yeah.
This is kind of like
it's like chess.
For that.
I mean, chess is not just like a sit down and it's a blast every time.
And I don't think I would ever choose to play chess. That's not. That's not my favorite.
I'm not smart enough to play chess.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my opinion. Nor do I have the patience to sit still that long. No, that's good. So talk about books. So you talked about writing books, and you obviously tell a story with this game's kind of a story too, in a sense, because the goal is. Like, we're all llama farmers and we have to get 5 llamas in our herd, right?
Right.
Llama ranchers. That's right. Llama rancher. Do the voice, Tyler. I always forget. People have no clue. A lot of videos that we put out that Norris is the voiceover for a lot of them because it doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah.
He's so good at voices. Go find that video on duelingllamas.com, and that's actually Tyler Norris's voice overlaid on that whole video. So talk about that. You have been writing a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I
always wrote stories and books as a kid, and then sometimes I'll get just a kind of idea and start typing out a book, and I've got a couple of just like children's pictures books that I'd love to publish someday. Don't know. They may not be the ones. I might have other ones that are even better. I don't know yet. So that's just a creative outlet for me that I really enjoy. And I've got some ideas for some other books. And so that's a very slow moving
Sure,
project
yeah.
that I don't have a lot of time for, but someday I
Yeah.
hope to.
So I think creativity is a complicated thing that takes like, and I'm curious how this works in your mind or your emotional state, but like, where's Stephanie at her most creative? Like, what's happening where you start feeling really creative and you've like got to go? Because when you start making this game, right, you get obsessed and then you're all in on it. But you don't feel that way all the time.
No,
right?
No, for sure. And there's been seasons where I felt very uncreative and
Yeah.
like, I don't even know if I should create more games.
Yeah.
But I think it really like when I get encouraged about something I've created, then it kind of spurs me on to be like, what else can I create? And then I get really excited about it. And then I'm like, oh, this is really fun. And then it just kind of snowballs and I sometimes can't stop. And then at some point,
Yeah.
I have real life.
There's real
and
life
I have to
going
like
on.
do
Yeah.
something other
Yeah.
than think about things I'm creating. Like I'm like, oh, I do have kids I gotta feed.
Yeah.
I can't just
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
about my ideas all day.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are definitely seasons where I'm less creative and then other seasons where it just feels like there's a constant flow of ideas.
Do you, I talk about triggers to action a lot, and someone like me that's got I might have a little ADD, little bit, I don't know, not diagnosed. But like, for me to like get into a position or posture to do something, I kind of have to create these triggers or habits to get me into that mode. And especially to like stay in that. What's an example of something like, do you start sewing and then you feel great? Is there anything you just can do, or do you start reading and then you start to feel creative? It's kind of a vague question.
That's a hard question.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it happens.
Yeah.
For me, it's really just like I'll suddenly get an idea in my head and I can either choose to like, okay, well, I'm not going to think about that right now. Or if I'm like, I wonder what that would be like, then that starts kind of like getting my brain going. And I just really start thinking of all sorts of ideas and where I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and start writing this all out before I forget. So I don't know if there's a specific thing that I necessarily do that triggers it. It's just more like I'll be doing everyday life and suddenly some sort of idea
Just
pops in my head. And then it's like up to me, okay, am I going to run with this or am I going to save this for later maybe?
Yeah. What's the fulfillment of like you experience something from an idea to it being finished? And I think a lot of people don't get to experience that, right?
Yeah.
Or they might draw them on some cards and then it never goes past that point. Describe that feeling. Like ultimately the first one came in and you had a game.
Yeah. It's
What was that
super
like?
fulfilling.
Did you cry?
I didn't
you
cry,
Okay.
but I was super happy.
Yeah.
There's something really cool about coming up with something and then seeing it in real life and being like, wow, this is something like tangible I can actually hold and touch and like to see it and be like, I created this.
Yeah.
And now it's actually something. And to know that it's going to it's in people's homes. And then to hear too from people there's so many times where people will be like, oh, this is our favorite game. And I never get tired of hearing those comments because to me, it's just like makes me so happy that I was able to create something that's in the real world that people are enjoying. And same with even like when I was doing fashion design, making that line of clothes for the fashion show, when that went out on the stage, there's just this immense sense of like pride of like, because you put so much hard work into it and then to like see it going out into the world is just like this incredible feeling. It's a little addicting and it makes you want to do it more.
That's good. I mean, you think about people that are creative for a living. I'm sure it's you at some point you're not creating for money. You're creating for some experience, and that experience can be someone having an experience with the thing you created.
Yeah.
And I hear you talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
What your confidence level when that product showed up, did your brain like unlock something maybe just a little bit more? Did you feel like you just had a little bit more in your mind, or like were the possibilities, like your opportunities, did they seem bigger once you went from idea to now there's a physical product and now thousands have sold. Like thousands of these games have been sold all over the country and world.
Right. And I just sent off a wire transfer this morning for our next shipment. So,
You did?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think you're on the verge of 5,000 games sold already, right?
We
Not counting
have sold
expansion.
over 10,000, including the expansion.
Oh, that's right. I forget about the expansion. Yeah.
So including the expansion.
We didn't even talk
Which I
about
didn't
the
bring it
expansion
with me
pack.
today.
Yeah.
Although
it's in
there
here.
are
It's
expansion
here.
cards in there. I didn't
when
bring
I
the
showed
little
the
box.
Dragon Llama, in the expansion pack, we need to talk about that. Those that like Dueling Llamas, the expansion pack took another level of luck to this game and frustration and heartache and sadness.
And that was actually really fun. It was really fun to create the expansion. And I think when this came and I saw it in person, I just couldn't wait to do the expansion. And I already had ideas before this was even here of what I wanted to do for an expansion.
Yeah.
And it was just like, made me so excited. Like, okay, let's get started working on this. So
yeah, and creating the characters and the actions. What's your favorite part of the game making process? Is it the
I
characters?
think
Is it
coming
the
up with the
actions?
characters and like what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So probably the action llamas are my favorite, is just figuring out like what are they going to be and what can we do with them and how is it going to change the game?
Yeah, overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. I could see that. It was really, when you brought in the expansion pack ideas, there were so many. And I remember you trying to whittle them down too, because you can't like do every idea. And some could destroy gameplay. That's such a delicate, but I can tell you're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and it's also like, okay, what do I save for the next thing? So there's several llamas I didn't even mention when we were talking about expansion. So I'm like, no, I think those need to be for the next thing I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So trying to decide, and even in the original game, trying to decide, well, how far do I go? You know, because there's a lot of llamas in the expansion pack that have been really fun in the original game.
Yeah.
But just deciding, okay, where do you stop?
Yeah.
And what do you save for the next thing? And so that's fun to do, and it's fun to dream about all the different possibilities.
Can you tell us like one llama that no one knows about that would do a certain action? Maybe.
I'd really like to have a mer llama.
Oh,
That would be similar to a
llama
llamacorn, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that might show
It'd
up
be
in a
herd
future
llama?
game. Mhm.
Be a herd llama. Okay,
Also a pirate llama might show up.
that's a good idea.
So
Is it going to look like Jack Black, but a llama?
maybe.
That'd be awesome. So go through the gameplay. How does the game work?
Okay, so the goal of the game is to be the first one with 5 llamas in your herd. On your turn, you draw 2 cards and you play 3 actions. You're building up a bank that you're buying llamas with. The llamas cost $300. And so as you're doing that, you have people who are laying action llamas and they're trying to stop you and be the person who wins. So they might lay a ninja llama and steal a llama right out of your herd. They might lay the drama llama and skip your turn. They're basically trying to make your life as difficult as possible so that you can't win. And so it just goes round until someone gets 5 llamas.
You know what I just thought of when you're saying that, making life difficult? Do you need a spitting llama?
Hey, that's a good idea. Maybe so.
What would the spitting llama do? What would the action of the spitting? Like, do
Something
you get to spit on the
terrible.
person? Like, if you play that,
No,
you get to
we
spit
won't
on
do
them?
that.
That'd be pretty funny.
Maybe cost you some money or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Might be a
Clean
good-
up the spit.
Yeah.
$50 fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get to 5, mess them up, and gameplay, right? It's, 2 people you can play in
10 minutes.
10, yeah.
Brian and I, and that's the other thing I really like. So we really like to play 2-player games because a lot of times Brian and I will play games together, and it is hard to find games that play well with just 2 people. And that's something I like about this, is that we can play Dueling Llamas and have a really fun time as 2 people, but then we can also play it in a big group and have just as much fun. And so that's something too, when I'm creating games that I'm thinking about, like, I want this to be fun
For a
with
couple
just a few
or
people
for couples.
or just a big group.
Yeah.
And so how can I do that?
Yeah. Talk about manufacturing games. So design brother draws it, graphic designer Tyler puts it all together in the print queue, and they provide die lines that you have to put all the graphics in, and then die lines for a box concept. That all gets sent to them, but the games are being made. You just did a wire transfer, so the games are being made where?
Made in China.
In China.
Yep.
And then how long does that take?
We probably won't see them till middle of summer.
Okay.
So by the time they get made, and then the shipping is really
They go on a boat, right?
Yeah, they go on a boat and they'll be shipped over here, and that's what takes a long time.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Pirate llama. There you go. Yeah. So middle of summer, so like June, July.
Probably closer to July.
And
Yeah.
just sent it in this week. So we're end of March.
Yeah.
So three
Probably
months.
3 to 4 months.
4 months.
As long as everything
Nothing.
that says everything goes well.
Yeah.
We don't lose the container somewhere
Right. Yeah.
in the ocean.
The boat doesn't sink. That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Do you have insurance for that?
Ask Brian.
That's right. You'll know. So now talk about, you just started pushing it again. So now let's talk about the part that's not as fun for you
Yeah.
that you are developing in, which
Yes.
is marketing it, promoting it, distributing it. You just went to Toy Fair
Yes.
in New York City
Yep.
And ran a booth.
And you were
the
there.
largest. I was there.
you helped us.
I was there to help. What was that experience like for you? Seeing all the, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
It felt kind of crazy because it's, I think, the biggest toy fair in the US. And so it felt crazy to be alongside these other really big toy brands like Mattel and Ty Beanie Baby and Melissa and Doug. And to be like, I have a booth here. They weren't right next to us, obviously. They had,
Sure. Yeah.
special floors for them.
They literally had their own
But
floor.
to be in the same space
Yeah.
was pretty cool. I will admit, Brian signed us up for it, and I was not very happy when I found out that's what we were going to be doing. Because it's not. It was another
If you guys,
pulling me out of my
you're
comfort
hearing this
zone.
name, Brian Boswell, go check out his podcast episode, and a lot of this will make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, watch that.
Just a little
watch
bit
that
of a
one.
go-getter. Yeah, got a little bit of energy.
So that, it was another of really pushing me out of my comfort zone. So I was not thrilled that he was like, "Hey, guess what we're going to be doing?"
Yeah,
I don't really want to do that.
sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. But it actually, once we got there and started doing it, and I was like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do uncomfortable things, which I don't love standing there and talking to strangers. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get doing
Yeah.
that. We made a lot of great connections, and that was really the goal, is to make good connections with people. We want to partner with the distributor and have it show up in more stores around the US. And so that was kind of our goal for being there. So we're kind of in the process of figuring that out right now.
Yeah.
But that's the hope. And I would say it kind of went through a lull for a while because we weren't doing a whole lot with it. But now we're kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get it moving. I'm ready to make more things. So I need this to take
You need
off
that to go
so that it can support my
Yeah.
my other ideas.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where
And
we're
you've
at
been
with
putting
that.
out a lot more content on Facebook.
I have,
been
and that's
editing
also
some videos.
something I don't love. I'm
Yeah.
not into being a content creator, but
Yeah.
I'm fumbling my way through it.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit of it. So talk about that model with the distribution. So you're trying to get distributors that represent a lot of retailers to represent the game.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And really, someday I'd love to see it in Walmart or Target, but I think the first step is really just getting it even into lots of different game stores. And the more it's in front of people and selling, then you start pursuing those bigger
Yeah.
stores. So we'll see. I feel like the possibilities are kind of endless with it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of one of those there's a lot of waiting and a lot of
Yeah. A lot of
just
talking.
one little step at a time.
Yeah. And there's been some great stories of places you would never think that would sell Dueling Llamas
Yes.
that have sold a lot of Dueling
Right,
Llamas.
like a coffee shop.
Like a coffee shop right over here.
Bruco.
Bruco to go. But yeah, Bruco's sold a lot of cases, and
Yep.
it's just,
I just got another order
there
recently.
you go.
So
Thanks, Caitlin.
yeah. Yeah. Caitlin keeps us busy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I just think that's unique because, I think you can credit a lot of it to the box design. It looks
Yes.
like an awesome gift. But yeah, people going into a coffee shop and buying, she's ordering cases of games, buying games out of there, and she doesn't have any other games.
Right. Yeah.
So in my mind, it makes sense that you put this in like actual game stores.
That it should sell.
It should sell, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's something we heard a lot just in New York from people that were coming by, like, oh, we love the design of this box.
Yeah.
And I mean, credit goes to Tyler for
Yeah.
that. I don't think it would look this cool if we didn't have him coming up with that. But it is interesting, though. It is a hard thing for manufacturers to actually manufacture.
Yeah.
So we've tried to get some quotes from some other manufacturers, and they're like, we can't do the tongue.
The tongue? It is, because on the box, you pull the tongue and the box opens. And another cool thing about the box is there was extra space.
Yes.
For the expansion pack, extra space, so you could store the expansion pack in there as well, which works great. But yeah, the tongue, I remember that was when took a while for them to figure it out when Tyler sent it to them. And the first tongue they sent us, I remember.
Yeah, it was really thick.
It was like a
I should have brought the original.
Like
I have it at my house.
I mean, it was like a little pinky.
Yeah.
It was like nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's why some people, $25 for a card game seems like a lot. But once you actually see it and hold it, and that's made, and helped you with the e-commerce side a little bit. The e-commerce side can be hard at that price point, but once they understand how big it is and how big the game is, and
it's very well made.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a solid box.
Yeah.
If you put that box, by the way,
do not put it in the wrong way.
Go buy Dueling Llamas, please. Go buy it today on duelingllamas.com. But if you put this in the wrong way, which is very easy to do with your kids, because it makes sense. It's just sitting there, and so they just think, they think this is the top, and so they just go like this to put it on top. And that thing vacuum seals shut. You can get it out, but it's hard. Then you kind of feel like an idiot because it's designed to go to where the ears finish the llama. Ta-da! Yeah, that's a great box. But yeah, that makes sense. It was hard in the beginning, and I'm sure now you're kind of tied to that one manufacturer that figured it out.
For now.
For now, till someone else. Yeah. What other? So you got the new order coming in, just the game coming in, and you've got because expansion packs
we still
were
have
ordered
lots
later.
of expansions. Yeah,
and those are the smaller packs, so.
And those are a lot easier.
To
get made because they're
it's a little box.
Small and they don't have the same components.
What's the best overall review or experience you've witnessed of someone loving the game?
I don't know if I have one specific one that stands out, but I just think the thing that I keep hearing from people is just like, we love this game and we keep playing it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love to hear is like, it's
That
not
it's
just
like a
like, oh,
staple.
we played it and we enjoyed it, but it's like the game people keep going back to and they keep playing it. And they're like, I have friends that will say like, oh, we played this like so many times this week. And that, I just love that.
Yeah.
And I love too, just like thinking about the connection that people are making with their friends or family that they're playing this just on a really regular basis. And so that's like the best compliment to me, knowing that people love it and then they just keep playing it. And I know I've heard a lot of people say like, this is like one of those games that that everyone should have as like a family game.
Yeah, it's like just like Uno sitting in every cupboard.
It should be in every house. And that's something I've heard people say. And that to me is just
that's huge.
Best compliment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just like anything, it's momentum, referrals. And I mean, you're selling games every day without even marketing, and that tells you a lot about the referral network of people telling people about the game, which is cool to see just organic sales happening all over that you're like, oh, I wonder how they heard about it. Right. It'd be great to know. The coolest story I've heard, and you might remember this, is that a family played so intensely. Well, two actually, I have two. They got a picture of a llama mounted over their game table.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've heard this
And they
story.
would hang it, Keith Eubanks.
Oh, yes.
They would hang the giant portrait of a llama that they just found at like a thrift store or something. They'd hang it every time they played. It's kind of like a
dedication.
monument. It was. They were so into it.
I
so
feel
obsessed.
like we are maybe a little lame. I've got to start hanging up the
I
llama.
know, right? It's like, oh, it's llama time. The other one was I think it was like a senior, like a assisted living place, and they were playing for money.
Oh, right. Yeah.
and like Oklahoma, and they sent in like everybody loves it. They play it all the time. There's like a cash prize every game. Everybody puts in some money every round because you can play so fast.
Yeah.
and it like became a staple in this little assisted living community,
Which is so cool.
I know. How cool is that? Like, we need to play for money.
know.
We've never
Yeah,
done that.
we do.
Play for some quarters.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I mean, you can play
long as
quick
I
enough.
win.
Right, exactly. Yes. Stephanie is also very competitive. Talk about that.
I am.
How much of your love for games, because my favorite thing is watching you lose because you get mad.
Because I get really upset.
And it's adorable when you get mad. But like, how much of that has driven your love for games? It's just kind of also being competitive because there's the fun, the joy.
Yeah. And I think that's part of like, that has helped me in like designing certain llamas because I'm like, ooh, this is a great llama to like get back at someone.
Right,
or-
revenge.
yeah.
You're like, I really like revenge.
Only in card games. But yeah.
But don't cross me.
Yeah. So yeah, I am competitive. I really like to win games, and it's fun to have just those components in a game where you can, the thing that someone could have 4 llamas and you think they're about to win, and suddenly you have just the right cards and you just take them
annihilate
down
them.
to nothing. And that's the most fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. So like going back, like if you could do anything differently in that process of from beginning to end. So like when you do the next game, and not necessarily like gameplay or anything, but like having a system process for the next game. Do you have any, like, do you think you have any efficiencies in your mind now from what you've learned, or where to sell them or how to talk about them, or?
I think we've learned a lot since first starting out. And I think we just know a lot more.
Sure.
Now. So I think, we have connections. We already have like fans and a following.
Yeah.
And so I think that helps so much. And I think just moving quicker is kind of where we're at. We've moved pretty slow with this. And so like, if I could do something different, it would just be to pick up the
go
pace.
faster. Yeah.
But
that's
I
good.
mean, this is our side hustle. We have a million other things on our plates.
Right.
And so it's that balance of how much do we put into it, and how much time do we have to really devote to it. But I'd love for it to be a full-time thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Is your dream to just be creating and then happens to be a business behind it?
I think so. Yeah.
yeah.
I would love to just keep creating games and have a great team of people that just help me execute it.
Yeah.
And that's really that's my dream.
If
Because that's what I love to do, is the whole creative process.
Yeah. If a large game brand came to you and said, hey, we want this and we want you to make a lot of games,
That would be my dream
that
job.
would be your dream job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone's out there,
Yeah, if you're out there and she's got ideas.
I'm available.
The other part about that industry that's weird that we all saw in New York City is like how layered it all is, and how much it is kind of who you know in the game industry. Because there's consolidators, there's like agents that represent you, brokers that go find deals, or there's Walmart brokers. Like they were walking up people that find merchandise for Walmart, but they weren't like employed by Walmart.
No, you pay them to get you into Walmart.
Right.
So, and then there's so many layers to that, and figuring out, well, what do we really need what should we spend our money on? What's going to help us the best? And that's something we're kind of like, that's what we're figuring out right now. Like, where do we put our time and our money that's going to propel this the furthest?
Yeah. Is it with a partnership with someone that can just take it and run for you? Or is it, just marketing and getting busier yourself? And you probably have to have enough traction for those bigger guys to take you serious, which is probably why move quicker.
Right.
Is a good philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, thinking about like when we were talking about like compliments of the game and stuff, one thing that I thought was so cool in New York is I had a lot of game inventors come by the booth.
Oh yeah.
And just think it was really cool. And that to me made me feel like so official. Because I'm like,
there were what's the other one starts with an H? The big
Hasbro.
There was a couple people that came by and they were just called inventors. So at that toy fair, right, they had
Yes.
badges that said
inventor.
and they just invent games and then go to the big guys and the big guys take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it was really cool to have them stop by the booth because they weren't necessarily offering any service.
They were just checking
They just
out.
saw it and they're like, ooh, this looks
This is
cool.
great.
Tell me about it. And then they're like, this is
Yeah.
great. And so that to me was like, as a fellow
Oh,
inventor.
yeah, exactly. And I
felt
thought that
so
was kind of a
good.
cool realization for you that does exist at that
Yeah.
convention,
Yeah,
right? Like
it
there's
was.
people that just invent games. You're like, oh, that does.
Yeah,
it's my dream job. It does
There
exist.
really are people doing that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Well, good job. We love the game. I would say at the very least, there isn't a month that goes by we haven't played Dueling Llamas in our house. And that's always led by our kids, which is cool. Even our middle schooler.
Yeah.
That's like, can we play Dueling Llamas tonight? You know, and it's not a game like you said earlier, like Sorry or Uno that I just do not want to play again.
Not one more time,
Yeah,
please.
but I'm like, oh no, I'll play that game and I'm going to be competitive and I hope I beat them.
Yeah.
Because they could still beat me and that drives me nuts.
Yeah. Sometimes our 5-year-old is winning the game. I'm like, how
Gosh,
did you do
dang it.
that?
Yeah. And I will say, like, the more they're around it, a younger kid, like if they can add money, right? If they can add ones, twos,
Or just with a little help. I'm usually helping the 5-year-old
with
a little
the
bit, but
cash side of it.
But she knows all the llamas and knows what they do.
Yeah.
And so she can pretty much play on her own.
Yeah.
But
It's awesome. Well, good job. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Yeah.
doing this. You did
Yeah.
great. You nailed it. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.